What's going on, good people? How we doing? Welcome to another episode of the Wake Up with Purpose podcast. This is your host, Kaz, with a very special guest today, one of my very own BU athletes, Jay. Jay, introduce yourself a little bit, brother.
Yes, sir. How you doing, everybody? My name is JJ. Full name is Jason Abner, but shortened down to JJ. I live in Seattle, Washington. I go to Seattle University and I play baseball there. This will be my second year of playing baseball there. First year, this will be my second year academically. First year playing there. I got redshirted this past year. So I'm looking forward to making an impact on the field and just having fun and spreading God's word as much as I can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, first question. How do you get into baseball, man?
Man, it was about 14 years ago.
Yeah.
My pops got me a plastic tee and bat, and he took me up to the park. Just trying to see what sports I'd be interested in. He brought out a football, brought out a basketball. We tried different sports, but he told me he gave me that plastic bat, and he put the plastic ball on the tee, and said it looked really natural the way I was doing what I was doing. And in a 4-year-old's mind, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just trying to just have some
Right,
fun.
right.
But to me, it seemed very natural, and it looked like something that I would take interest in. Um, so he signed me up for t-ball after that, and I had fun doing that. And I progressed throughout the years, and there came a point in time when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and he was like, "Man, this looks like something that we should take serious and move forward in." So that's where my baseball career began, and where I began to take it a little bit more serious.
What position?
I grew up playing a lot of
Yeah.
positions. I started out as a third baseman, moved to catcher, and then I moved to middle infield. And I moved to middle infield when I was about 13, 14 years old, and I played that all the way up until my first year of college. And now I play in the outfield, mainly left field, but I can play pretty much anywhere. And in college, they had me down as a utility guy, which means that you can put me anywhere and I'll be able to play that position. So
Mm-hmm.
I can play anywhere right now, but my position is outfield.
What's your favorite position that you've played?
I want to say shortstop.
Yeah.
You just get that. You just get that flash. You're the shortstop. You're the guy. You make all
Yeah.
these nice plays and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever you make a play, it feels really good. And everybody makes it. They clap for you and all that other stuff. So I mean, it's a fun place to be at. But I've really taken a liking to the outfield and making diving plays out there and chasing down balls. I feel like it allows me to show off my speed a little bit more. Allows me to show off my good routes a little bit more. So I'm taking a liking to the outfield for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I was when I played baseball back in my middle school days, I pitched and played yeah, I think third one time, maybe second, but I always loved the shortstop. But whenever I'd have like my summer training sessions, shortstop was one of those things of where you just turn two, just go flip it. It's
Yeah,
like you just get a feeling to it, man. Just having that adrenaline rush, and the ball. There's a better chance the ball coming to you at shortstop than any other position. It's like
exactly.
if it's hit it on the ground, there's a great shot it's coming to you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
especially when you're in those younger developmental ages, because people don't know how to quite properly um, place the hits, and so they're just swinging.
right, right,
But I remember this one time, dude. I was about to. We had our game, and our catcher, he wasn't there yet, and it was getting really close to game time. And I was supposed to be pitching that game, and my coach is
right.
like, "Kaz, throw on the catching gear. We might need you to catch tonight." And I was like, there is no way. I'm like, we in like I'm like seventh or eighth grade at this time, and kids are still known for throwing the bat after they hit the ball. Like I still did that.
Right,
I wasn't very.
right.
I was one of those kids where it took a little bit while for me to not toss the bat, and And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that, coach. We got other people on the team that will catch, but that's one position I'm not doing because one, I got to watch out for them swinging. Two, I got to catch the
Exactly.
ball. I can't just let the ball keep going to the backstop every time. And
Hmm.
three, if they swing and the ball comes and it misses, I still have to have that awareness to like actually catch the ball. And that's just asking too much
Right.
out of me. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And so thankfully it was like 10, 15 minutes before the game, our catcher finally showed up. But oh man, I was not doing that. That's
What, you're stressing out a
yeah,
little
that's
bit.
one of those positions where I would not I have a lot of respect that people can do, but that's not one that I will ever do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it gets your knees too.
Oh, tell me about it, man. When I used to catch until I was about 13 years old. Um, and like the effect that it has on my knees right now, it's just like it's crazy. I'm like, man, I stopped catching years ago, and my knees are still kind of like feeling that a little bit.
Sheesh.
So I've been doing good. I'm trying to like stretch them out and do like different exercises to get that strength back up. But man, it's like sometimes it just feels sore.
Yeah,
I'm just like, man,
yeah.
must have been the catching.
Right, right. Has to be. It ain't the
Yeah,
speed, man.
nah, nah.
How do you like Seattle, man?
Seattle's
Yeah,
great. I mean, I've been living here ever since I was
yeah.
born. But it's always like there's something always new going on
Mm.
in Seattle, whether it's construction or whether it's an event going on downtown or sports that are going on. The Seahawks and the Mariners are playing. Like there's always something new to do around here, and I just love my city, man. I just love being here, being a part of my city, and staying local. I feel like I can get more connected with the community that way. Uh, Being an athlete, I feel like I have more opportunities in this community. Um, and being at a school that's local, I feel like I have more opportunities in this community to pursue any career that I want to going into the future.
Yeah,
So I love Seattle,
yeah,
man. Seattle's great.
yeah. And Seattle's a very nice place. Yeah, there's a very nice place. I
Yeah.
mean, I was there back in September for the first time, but it was it was raining, but it's
Yeah.
understandable. It's all right, you know. Still enjoyed the
Right.
time, but yeah. Have you? What's your go to spots?
Shoot, man. Go to spots. There's this Philly cheesesteak spot that's in this place called Mount Baker called Philly's, and it has. I grew up on that, man. It has one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had. Um, those are great, and their fries are amazing. And there's also, I know a lot of places like towards the southern United States have In and Out, but in Seattle we have our own place called Dick's Drive-In.
Yeah,
$3 burgers,
yeah,
easy shakes, everything's cheap, like super cheap.
yeah.
Great food, great burgers, fries, great shakes, and that's like my one of my go to spots. Like if I'm hungry, and there's a Dick's that's up the street from campus. That's only like I want to say a 10 to 15 minute walk. So if I'm hungry late at night, I go up there, grab myself a burger and a shake, and walk back to campus. So those are my two go to spots for sure.
They what about Toshio's teriyaki?
Oh, that's right down the street from my house, man. That
Gas,
teriyaki is
gas,
it
bro.
slaps. It slaps, man. I love that place like with a passion.
Yeah, and they give you so much. So I was just talking to Paris about it because was on, but I'm like, they give you like 2, 3 meal size,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. They're very for their
very
portions.
generous. And man, I think the one I went to, I didn't know which one I really wanted because there's like three that looked good, and I was like,
Right.
can I do half and half? She's like, yeah, we don't normally do that, but she's like, no, for you because since you're not even from here, we got you. And so
Do it. Yeah.
I did a half and half one, and dog, man, it was so good. I'm like, man, if they had this in
Yeah. Sushi was
Minnesota, I'd be set.
you ain't got no good teriyaki out in Minnesota?
Panda Express.
No. I mean, there you go.
It ain't Toshio's. It
Right.
ain't
No, no. No, it ain't
no,
for
it
sure.
ain't Toshio's, bro. So Yeah, man, they got some spots out there for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
How's your baseball brothers, man? You enjoy your time out there playing some ball?
I do.
Yeah.
I did. Had a good time. It was kind of rough coming in as a freshman, not really knowing what to expect, and like I was the only black guy coming on the team, so it was like, man, like this is it was kind of awkward, but I mean, that's been like my life story, forever. I've always been one of like the two, three, or the only black guys on my team growing up. Because I mean, where I live in Seattle, it's kind of like it's predominantly white city.
Hmm.
Um, not a lot of black people live. The area I live in right now, the Central District, used to be historically black, and it used to just be full of African Americans and Hispanics and different types of races. But now they've moved out and they moved more south, so it's like I'm one of the only people that are still here. Um, so growing up, I've been only one of the only baseball or black people on a baseball team. Um, but my teammates, man, I love them to death. They integrated me very well, and like they brought me in as soon as I walked in on campus. As soon as I walked on the field, they wanted me to do better. They pushed me to their standard, and I really appreciated that. And they were there for me. They had my back the whole time, and I could talk to them about anything. So I mean, I loved it.
No, I love that, brother. I love that. When you're speaking on it's your life story. I feel you. You know, being from
Yeah,
I got adopted into a all white town, an all white family, and so
right,
Upper Michigan doesn't have too don't got too much color diversity up there.
right,
And so being on sports teams, yeah, I was really the only black kid on my teams, and so yeah, it's if you truly embrace it the right way, it just adds more flavor to the story.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's
oh yeah,
cool that you have that approach and perspective on it, and you're not like, this is weird. I don't want to play because I don't
right,
know. Like, man, we're all young men in this world. Like, if we can't accept one another for that, then we got some work to do. But nah, it's
exactly,
good, man. I think it's real cool when you have those brothers out there who help you adapt and who bring you alongside and want to push you and want to see you become the best you can be. That
yeah,
makes it enjoyable so that much more. Whether you're getting the playing time or you're getting the at bats, it's like, man, you got these guys who are pushing and helping you and
right,
wanting you
and
to,
voting for you.
yeah, pulling for you, and so
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
Um, yeah, dog. What uh who's the player that you look up to the most?
Like professionally,
Any past, present, future?
uh, right now, one of my idols that I look up to, or like one of the guys that like I try to emulate on the field, is Ronald Acuna Jr. He
Yeah.
plays for the Atlanta Braves, flashiest guys in the MLB. One of the quickest, has like one of the most lively bats. Like he is that guy, and I look up to him. I try to emulate some of his stuff in the outfield, some of his routes. You know, try to emulate some of his swag. That's been one of my things, growing up. I really didn't have a lot of swag growing up. I was one of those guys that was like, always the guy that was like, I didn't have any swag, but like I did the work,
Yeah.
and like I was there to play.
Yep.
But now I feel like, if you want to make a name for yourself, you got to have a little, swagger, a little confidence to yourself when you walk on the field. Um, and he has all that. So I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I look at. And I'm not like a really like he wears a lot of chains. I'm not a really big chains guy, but like I try to find little ways to like separate myself or set me apart so I can make myself more known or like get more looks
Hmm.
that way.
Hmm.
Um, but I love that guy, man. He's electric. He's energetic. He's everything that I want to be in a baseball player,
Yeah.
except his injuries. He gets injured
Yeah, he's hurt right
a
now,
little
isn't
bit
he?
too much.
ACL again?
He is. Yeah, he tore his
Yeah.
ACL. Yeah, earlier in the season, so he's out right now. That's the only thing I don't want to
You're
emulate.
right.
But besides
Right.
that,
He got some
Everything else is
pop.
good.
He got some pop. That boy got
Some
pop.
major pop.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I think when I don't know if I necessarily had a favorite. Well, I did have a favorite player, Rosario, Eddie Rosario.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's that was my guy. Still my guy. I'm upset the Twins didn't decide to resign him because that's
Yeah.
a large reason why I went to so many games because of Rosie. But
Right.
I just went and saw Harper play the other day when they were
Oh, did
when they
you?
were
How's
here.
that?
He homered first at bat. He homered, and it's crazy.
That's him, man.
It's crazy because that's the first time he's played at Target Field throughout his whole
Really?
career. And his first at bat, he goes yard.
Wow. Oh yeah.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's Harper.
Yeah, that's Harper.
He either goes
Yeah,
bag, man.
and you know, I I think this is one of the unique things about sports is, I mean, besides basketball because it's gonna happen. In basketball, you can go see your favorite player play, and he's gonna score a bucket. He's gonna hit a three or something.
Right.
But with baseball, it's like, all right, you might see the person get a hit, but you might not see them go yard. And so I was like,
Right.
I'm here, and like if he goes yard, I'm completely fine with that because it's cool, and it's one thing you don't always get to see all that much, especially in person.
Yeah.
And so like when he did go yard first at bat, I was like, all right, I got what I came here to see. And I was like, maybe I was like, oh, maybe it just might be a 2-3 home run game. I was like, I wouldn't. That'd be even crazy. I'm like, I wouldn't mind that
Yeah.
either. But yeah, it was cool to see him play. But speaking of swagger, dude, it was Tatis that got me into like catching on to players' swagger. Like, I feel like he started
Yeah.
the skinny pants.
He did. I feel like he did too. Like he came through with him, and a lot of people have gravitated towards that.
Yeah,
I've even gravitated
yeah.
towards that.
So like he's
That's just like, like nobody would expect that, but it's just like something small,
right.
but like people know, and it's like I want to be like that. I want to look like that.
Yeah,
So people catch on to it.
yeah. And that's the nice thing about baseball. You gotta have your own unique swagger. You can do your own thing with it. I mean, yeah, you a team, but at the same time, it's like you ain't going up to the bat all together.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta have your own thing. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
I feel like in baseball, like you're able to do like in basketball or football, it's kind of
right,
hard to like be all
right,
flashy with the chains and
right.
with the extra stuff. But baseball, like you said, you are a team, but you're also like it's an individual sport as
Yeah,
well, where you can showcase your own uniqueness of of who you are
yeah.
and bring your own type of swag. Like you know, I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. was one of the first guys that like brought in that swagger type of feel with the backwards cap, and like everybody wanted to be like him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we guys like Tatis, like Acuna,
Mm-hmm.
Ellie De La Cruz, who
Yeah,
plays for the Cincinnati
yeah,
Reds, just Mookie Betts, a whole bunch of guys that bring that type of different swag,
yeah,
when they step on the field. So I mean, it's really cool
yeah,
to see that.
yeah. For sure, for sure. Nah, man. If you could take one thing and add it to your game, what would it be that you don't have right now?
Um, I would probably say some more
Yeah.
confidence. Um, I feel like, and people tell me all the time, you have all the tools. Like you have the speed, you have the quickness, you have the bat. Your throwing your throwing arm could get a little bit better. Like the strength of how hard you throw could get a little bit better, but it's there. But I think like the confidence piece is one of the things that I have struggled with throughout my whole like life in general. Just being confident in myself, being confident in knowing that I have everything that I need to succeed, and just going out there and not caring, or just going out there and just not putting any thought to it, having fun. Um, and confidence is a thing that like it takes a lot of time, and it's taken me a lot of time to build my confidence up to where I am right now. And sometimes I do struggle, and sometimes my confidence goes down. But I know, like over this past summer, I have found that different ways to cope with my failures, because baseball is, as they say, it is a game of failure and it's a game of life, and you learn a lot through baseball. Um, so I've been able to cope with those failures and maintain my confidence at the same time. Um, but I'm still trying to build my confidence. I'm still trying to build that edge that I can get. Because I mean, that's what you need going further into this
Yep.
game. If you want to go past the college level, if you want to go professional, you have to have confidence in yourself and not give up. On the first side of failure.
Yeah.
So
For sure. For sure. I love that. I think confidence is huge, man. And your
yeah,
ability to assess it and be self aware of it, that's where it starts. So
yeah.
yeah, for sure. I love it. If there's one thing that you could leave the people with from your life story, whether it's about baseball, sports, your faith journey, just who you are, how you've gotten to where you are in life, what would it be?
Um, when you ask that question, I mean, one thing just comes to my mind is just to never give up, whether it's on, I mean, anything, school, relationships, sports. You never give up. There's been multiple times where I've wanted to give up. Baseball, multiple times where I've been questioning my faith, multiple times where I've been questioning, like, why am I in school? What am I doing here? You know, like nothing's working out. But, I have a great supportive group around me with my family, my godparents, my godbrothers, my cousins, my friends. Like, they all push me and continue to vouch for me and want me to be the best person I can be. And they're like the main reason why I don't give up, because at the end of the day, no matter where I end up, I want to give back. I want to give back to my community. I want to give back to my family. I want to give back, as much as I can. So I mean, just not giving up is my biggest thing. Times will be rough, but as long as you have faith in God and you know that He has a story written out for you already, so you ain't got to worry about it. That's all there is to it. So yeah, never give up, man.
Never give
I
up.
know it's cliche. I know it sounds corny,
Man, I,
but that's my thing.
I love it. If that's how it's helped you, man, it ain't corny nor it ain't cliche. It's it's your own unique journey and your own unique self. And so yeah, I know you mentioned God right at the very end right there. Um what's he really done for you?
He's done a lot. He's done a lot more than I can thank him for. Um, he's helped me get through tough times, especially during COVID. COVID was a really tough time for me and my god brother. We were going through it together. But he's gotten us through that. He's gotten us through. He's gotten me through. Just like trying to just give up on everything and just saying screw it. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, so I don't. Why am I like still going?
Mm-hmm.
He's blessed me in so many different types of ways with different types of experiences. Um, blessed me with the people around me and my support group. Um, and he just blessed me with a drive of having a dream and chasing after it. Like a lot of people, I hear they have dreams and sometimes like those dreams fizzle out, but he has always made a way for me to keep going and keep chasing my dream, no matter how my family is financially, how I am like mentally or emotionally. He has always found a way to keep pushing me and like finding avenues for me to keep going. Um, and I'm just so grateful for that. Like especially after this past year being redshirted and not playing for like a full year straight, it really took a toll on my mental and me as a and my confidence as well as a baseball player. And just moving on into the summer and being able to play baseball in the summer, being able to be surrounded by a great community and the fans and kids coming up to me and saying, "Man, you're my favorite player. Man, I love you, man. You're gonna be great one day." Like it just, I know that's God working. I know that's Him trying to get those, those voices in my head and trying to make sure they're trying to help me make sure that everything's gonna be all right. So He's done a whole lot for me, and there's so much I can't thank Him for, but I try each and every day to thank Him as much as I can.
I mean, all I can say is I feel it. I feel you. I feel you,
Yeah.
and thank you for sharing that. I think not only does it resonate with me, but it can resonate with so many listeners out there too, and so many people who are going through their own journeys, whether it is in sports, whether it is just in their own relationships, whether it is just school, and so many different fields and environments they find themselves in. I think that's admirable and very respectable of the relationship that you have with God, and just your ability to assess and have that perspective of this is God right here working, and being able to take that in and wanting to thank him. It reminds me of the song "Count My Blessings." Um, I think it's fairly new, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I've heard it
yeah,
once or twice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like counting my blessings, even though I can't count that high.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's like you said, you try to thank him for all he's done for you, but and we really can't thank him enough.
Right.
The only thing we can thank him with is
And
by
there's
our servanthood.
exactly. And there's like so much stuff that he does even behind the scenes, like stuff that we don't even realize, stuff that we don't even like pay attention to. Like one of the greatest blessings that I've heard from other people is leaving your house and coming back safe.
Yeah,
People take that for granted all the time. Like you never know when the last time you could walk outside your house is,
yeah,
and you won't come back.
yeah.
And like you don't thank him for that. You don't think about thanking him for that. But I mean, that's just him just working behind the scenes, making sure that you come home safe to your family, to my brothers, to my parents, to my friends. I mean, there's just so much stuff that he does,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, we can't even count
Mm-hmm.
that high
Mm-hmm.
about all the stuff that he's
Right.
done. I mean, there's just so much stuff that it's just like, man,
Yep. Yep.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, honestly.
Yeah. Certainly is, brother. Certainly is. Well, before we close out here in a couple minutes, I got one question for you. Where do you want to go with this baseball career of yours?
Um, the dream is to go pro. The dream is to go to the MLB and be one of those guys that you see on TV, and be able to represent me, my family, my community, everything. Um, and I'm willing to chase that goal as long as I'm supported, as long as I'm in the right mindset, and as long as people are still pushing me. And I feel like I can take this as far as I can. Um, but of course, after baseball is all said and done, I do want to get into coaching. I feel like that's a great avenue for me, and I love helping out kids. One of my old select coach texts me every now and then and asks if I want to come help coach, and I've helped coach him a couple or coach with him a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and just being able to impart my knowledge that I have on those kids, it really means a lot, and it's in a sense giving back to the people that have brought you up,
Mm-hmm.
because now you're the next in line to give back to the new
Yep.
generation of baseball players coming.
Yep. Yep.
So
Is there something a coach has always just poured into you or tried to stick into your life that you've been able to pick up on and implement into your own?
just holding myself to a standard,
Mm-hmm.
holding myself to a high standard of yes, again, baseball is a game of failure, but there's so much stuff that you can't control. You can control your attitude and your effort. As long as those are 100%, then I mean, baseball will do its thing. Baseball will always be there, but as long as you control your attitude and effort in whatever you do, baseball, weightlifting, work, school, life, everything will be all right.
Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. All right, man.
Yeah,
5 people, dead or alive, that you could get dinner with. Who would they be?
5 people dead or alive. Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Uh, I was a big Michael Jackson fan growing up, and I even wore Michael Jackson costume last year to a costume party. I love that guy. Um, Kobe Bryant.
Yes, sir.
I'd love to talk with him and talk about like his mindset about everything, his Mamba mentality. I have his book, but I mean, just hearing it in person,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be awesome. Ken Griffey Jr. because that's one of my idols growing up. Um, who else? I'd say Michael Jordan. That'd be sick. And probably the last guy I would say is Malcolm X. I read his book a while ago. I watched his movie a while
Yeah,
ago, and just to be able to hear and talk to him and hear from him, I think would be some cool stuff to like just to talk about and just to think or just to like talk about his story and his progression through his life and how everything worked out for him.
absolutely, absolutely. I love it. I love it. What would you eat?
Yeah. What would I eat? Probably a nice
Yeah,
steak, mashed
yeah.
potatoes.
Steak and mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
Can't go.
steak potatoes. That'll never go
Yeah,
wrong
you
with
can't
that.
ever go wrong with that, brother. You can't ever go wrong with that. I love it. Love it. All right, brother. Well, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the real JJ206. It's THA real JJ206. Um, you can also find me on Twitter at JJ underscore Abner. That's where I usually post my baseball stuff or I repost baseball stuff. Um, and if you're ever in Seattle, man, just hit me up. I'm always down to meet new people, always down to hang out, always down to be a smiling face or somebody that you can reach out to. So if you're ever in Seattle, come hit me up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They also be down listed below in the descriptions too for you guys. But JJ, again, my brother, thank you for taking time out of your day and hopping on and sharing some knowledge and insight with the people. Very valuable, and I can't wait to see where this journey continues to take you and where your career takes you, man. I'm excited. I'm excited, and so
Yes, sir.
great,
I'm excited too.
grateful and blessed to be a part of it and be able to witness it firsthand. And so, yeah, God's using you, man, and keep on going. I'm proud of you, for sure.
I will, and I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of this, man. It's been some fun so far, and I can't wait to see how far we can take it. So I'm excited.
There's footprints on the moon. This has been
Exactly.
the Wake Up with Purpose podcast with your host Kaz Links and guest JJ Abner. See y'all guys. God bless.
See you guys.